Hey harmonizers, you might be wondering what we're looking at here, but this is Piper and she's got some monitors on her. So she had her vet assessment today and I'm going to share with you guys what we found. So these are little devices that kind of monitor her movement. So she's got a pull cap, she's got one on the top of her hips there in her pelvis area, and then she's got one on her bottom right foot there as well to measure her movement. So that way we're not just looking at with our own naked eye if she's got any issues, we're actually measuring her movement right and left. And so this is the vet's assistant just getting Piper out there for some lunging. And so we did a number of different things with her. And I never really noticed her being super lame before. Now I'm going to have to go back and look through the videos again. So she is lame more to the right than she is to the left. It's a very low grade lameness. When you're watching her trotting around, you can see that tiny little bit of an unevenness and a little slight head bob. And then the cool thing about the little monitors is that it really shows the different impact and kind of shows how the horse moves and shows the unevenness in the stride, which is pretty cool that my vet has so many fancy little toys and tech devices that can give a little bit more figures and things like that. So we watched her go around both directions and gave her a chance to kind of move out and relax and kind of soften a little bit. And she does both directions and both sides. And we did a few different things with her with this testing. So they did flexion tests with her with these little devices on both sides. We did actually did x-rays of both of her front feet and didn't really find anything clinically significant other than there some pretty thin soles, so she could have some type of bruising, which is interesting because she's in a small kind of dirt paddock that's mostly kind of muddy a little bit right now because of the rain that we've been having. So she's a little bit sore in her front feet, but the x-rays didn't really show anything, and the flexions revealed a little bit, like there's a little bit of a hind end lameness going on as well, but there was nothing that the vet could kind of find from the flexions test. Nothing kind of made it worse. This is doing the flexions outside on the hard ground. That's the vet there. So we did these in both directions and did flexion tests on all four of her legs and in different positions to try to figure out, what made it worse. We did a foot block, like a nerve block to numb her foot, and she did get more comfortable after having the nerve block. So I showed you guys the lunging video of her. The first lunging video was before the nerve block, and then we'll show you after the fact as well. So this is her trotting down and back, trying to see how she is. And when she steps on like a stone or something like there, you can see she really limps and is quite sore on that. So here the vet is assessing that front right, which appears to be the more sore foot. And he's got the hoof pinchers out, so he's testing to see if there's any little spots in there. Now, that doesn't necessarily address the whole piece of why when we put the girth on and whatnot, does she react really strongly that way. But we wanted to do a thorough exam and kind of flush out kind of the normal things that you would look for, like general soundness. And you got to remember that there's also a budget involved. Like there isn't unlimited funds here for the owner to figure all this stuff out. So I applaud the owner for letting us do all of the assessment that we did do to try to figure this out. And this is with the lunging surcingle. I did lunge her with the surcingle on first, but don't have any video of it because I was the one lunging her and I didn't have anybody else separate to videotape her for me. And she didn't do a huge bronch. She did some tightness. She did like a little baby one and kind of some tight stopping and stuff. But overall was better, I think, than she has been in the past, which could be because we did all of this other lunging and trotting and stuff before putting the surcingle on. or it could be that, you know, now she's been here for a week, so finally we're seeing a little bit of progress, not really sure. But nonetheless, she still was tight a little bit and still did have a little bit of a buck moment. So this is after the nerve block and now with the lunging surcingle on, so the vet could see her with that on. So this is her going to the right, so same direction as you guys saw before at the start of the video. And you can see with the nerve block, she does look a little bit more even. She doesn't look like there's as much of that little head bob that was going on before. So it does look better. And because of the little sensor things that are on her body, we could see on the little reports that having the nerve block of her feet does actually improve things a little bit. So she is definitely a little bit footsore. And so we did put the saddle on as well for the vet to see. And she had a tiny little like baby buck, which I don't have on camera because I am filming and lunging at the same time. And so to start with, I did not do that because I thought that would be a little bit intense. And the vet could have scoped, but then the thing is that it costs like $500 to scope a horse for ulcers, and the treatment is like, you know, $300 or so. So instead, he just gave us some omeprazole to treat for the ulcers. And this is just a little glimpse at the x-rays because we x-rays the hooves and didn't find anything too significant there. And then here is probably the most significant thing, is some pretty big ulcers from her teeth, some really sharp points. She hadn't had her teeth done in over 2 years, and you can see there's some pretty good sharp points that are cutting into her there. Overall, she had healthy teeth, no fractures or anything like that, and she's a young horse. She's only 5, but definitely had some pretty big sharp points. And then some of her teeth, because they were sharp, they're actually out of alignment, so they're not perfectly straight. There's like a little bit of a kink there in the tooth. You can see it kind of goes off kilter, a different alignment because of the sharp point blocking it there. So it's straight and then it's got a little kink, and so the teeth have to get back into alignment there. And then she's got some pretty good ulcers on the side of her cheek from the sharp point sticking in. And this is a young horse, and so sometimes people think, oh, you know, I don't need to do my horse's teeth because my horse is young. But actually, if you keep up on doing your horse's teeth, then that can help them to grow in properly and straight and healthy. So that is really important. So she ended up getting her teeth done. So our game plan for her is some omeprazole to treat her for ulcers. And then because it doesn't hurt to treat them for ulcers if they don't have them. And then if we see an improvement, then we'll know that she potentially had them then. So we're treating her for omeprazole. She got her teeth done, and we have some Previcox for pain for her feet, and we're not going to do anything too intense. And then so there's kind of a look in the mouth, and you can see a little glimpse of the ulcer on the side there. So she was feeling very relaxed after getting all of this work done, and I'm really excited to work with her the next day and see how she does. Obviously not taking it too hard, but the vet said that with her tender feet, there's no reason why we can't do saddle work and stuff. Like, just don't go jumping her around and stuff like that. We'll keep it more low key. So anyways, that's our initial vet visit. I'm hoping that she feels a lot more comfortable with her teeth being done, and hopefully with her tummy being looked after. So let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.